Hey guys, Kaz here, and today I'm going to be wrapping up all the books I read in September. So first of all, very happy to say, definitely out the slump now. Enjoying reading, amazing, it's always a bonus. But yeah, I read 8 things in September. I also didn't haul anything, which is good because in August I got quite a few things. So no haul video for September, but October, my birthday, so it's good to not pick up anything in September because I'm probably going to get some books for my birthday. But anyway, starting off the month, I read This Is Where It Ends by, I forgot how to pronounce this name. Mariette Nienkamp is probably not how you pronounce it. I did actually look this up when I read it, but I can't remember. Anyway, this all takes place within the space of, I want to say an hour, maybe a couple of hours, but pretty much an hour. And it's about a school shooting. Most of the kids are in the hall having an assembly, and then somebody comes in and locks all the doors and he's got a gun. So this is told by several different perspectives. It has 4 characters, but we also see little bits and pieces from a few other people as well, like near those characters. There's also a few little text messages, tweets sort of things throughout the book as well, just to give some more perspective on different people. But yeah, I really enjoyed this book. This is a book that I've been wanting to read for a very long time. First of all, it was really hard to get in England for a while for some reason, and then I managed to find it. It even says Goodwill on the back, which is an American thing, so I somehow found it in England or online or something, and then I finally read it, and I did actually really enjoy it, which is good because I've been wanting to read it so long. Imagine if it was shit, that would be annoying, but it wasn't. I really enjoyed this book. I thought it was really interesting. I liked the different people that we have. We have different people who have different relationships with the shooter as well. So one of them is his sister, one is his ex-girlfriend. There's another one of a guy that's been like bullying him, but also he's bullying him because the other perspective is that guy's sister, and the shooter has been like being really creepy to her, so it's like that's the reason he's bullying him, but also it gives you that perspective of the kid who's being bullied, and then he brings a gun to school. I have read some reviews on Goodreads where people have said that they don't feel like there was enough of the shooter's point of view, and whereas yes, it doesn't have him as a perspective, I do feel like it gives you enough about him and about his past and about his potential motives. I do feel like that. I did read some really negative reviews where people are like, oh, this book just makes it look like he's evil for evil's sake, and I'm like, does it really? Because there's clearly loads of talking about his family, talking about bad stuff at home, talking about bullying, so there is reasonings there. But yeah, really enjoyed this book. Glad I finally got it read. After that, I read what may or may not be the last book in this series, I don't know. This is Bridge of Souls by Victoria Schwab. This is a middle grade series about a girl who survived a near-death experience, and that means she can see ghosts, and she has a ghost best friend, and her parents are paranormal investigators that go to a different place each book because they've got a TV show and they're filming the different stuff, and then while that's happening, she's out here seeing the real ghosts and interacting, and stuff ensues. But yeah, I don't know if this is a trilogy. I don't know if it's going to be more. It's definitely open-ended enough for it to carry on. It definitely also felt very final in a different way. Like, it could have been the final book, but also left it open for more. But also just the way that these books are written, I feel like this series could carry on forever. Like, all you need to do is take your parents to a different place in the world, and there's a whole nother story there. So yeah, potentially more, I don't know. But again, another book I really enjoyed. In this one, we are in America, New Orleans to be exact. Honestly, one of the only places in America that I actively think, I feel like that would be a really cool place to visit. You know? It just seems like it's got its own vibe and its own character, and it just seems like a really cool place. And as like every vampire TV show would have you suggest, it's very like paranormally, vampires, ghosts, werewolves. I'm just thinking of the originals right now, but yeah, obviously there's some weird stuff going on, so there's people about, dead people about. And I thought in this book it was really interesting the way that all these different dead people were sort of layered on top of each other, because it's a place with a lot of history. I learned in here that a bunch of it was burnt down twice in like within like 7 years of each other or something like that. But a lot of people died in New Orleans, which is probably why it has this whole mystique and personality that it does, of like weird creepy stuff going on, because, you know, deaths, burnings, witches, all that jazz. But yeah, this one, I don't want to go into it too much because it is the 3rd book in a series, and this one is definitely like the culmination of some other things and other plot points that have happened in the other 2 books. So it was really good. I really enjoyed it. Hopefully there are more books, because I do feel like this is something that you could just go on. After that, I read a book called The Music of Unexpected Things. Yes, I am reading off my computer over there, by Jamie Deacon. So, on Goodreads, quite a few months ago actually, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago, this author messaged me and was like, hey, you read one of my books previously a few years ago, I've got a new one coming out, here's the synopsis, are you interested in reading it? And I was like, yeah, let's go, I will read that. So this book is about, well, it's told from 2 perspectives, these 2 girls, and they go to this music school. So it's a 4-week summer thing where a bunch of people are invited, and one person at the end of it is going to get a scholarship to go to this school. And like I say, it's told from 2 perspectives. Am I good at remembering names? We have Georgie and, I want to say, Mina. Is that correct? Let me look. Surprisingly, it actually is. Madness. I never remember names. But yeah, it's all from these 2 girls' perspectives, and it's a really nice book. It is sapphic. It is about these 2 characters becoming friends and then getting into a relationship, but it's also about friendship. There is a few other characters and they form this group of friends, which is really nice. And I feel like all of those other characters have their own things going on as well, which is always a bonus. We don't want them to just be like there for the main characters to exist within and then like not existing. They've all got their own stuff going on. And yeah, I really enjoyed this book. It was really sweet. I liked the fact that Georgie, one of our main characters, is blind and she has a guide dog. Also, the author, in like the author ender thing, says that Jamie Deacon, they also have like art, that either some sort of visually impaired or blind, I can't remember, but yeah, they deal with this as well, so it is own voices. And Star is also a character. Star is the dog. And yeah, one thing I would have enjoyed would be if there was some sort of conversation at some point in the book that mentioned, hey, this guide dog is walking, stop going up to her and stroking her. Because that was the only thing I was like, I feel like that should be mentioned somewhere, just because I feel like it is a very important thing. Pretty much whenever any character met Georgie, they would go straight to Star and were like, oh, she's so cute. And it's like, she is, but also she's working, so leave her alone. That was the only thing I feel like this book was missing. But yeah, I really enjoyed the relationships, the friendships, the group dynamics as well. It's a YA book, so there were some dramas here and there, as you well expect from a YA book. But I thought the whole music college, school sort of background was interesting as well. There was bits and pieces with that. It was important, but also like the main focus was on this group of friends rather than the competition, winning a scholarship aspect of it. Obviously it was there, but that was very much like in the background. But yeah, very enjoyable book. I'm glad the author was like, hey, do you want to read this? Because I did, and then I liked it. So yeah. After that, I read another book virtually, and that was called Seeing You by Dakota Flint, I want to say. Yes, just looking at my computer screen again, don't worry about it. So, I'm sure you all know who Books and Lala is. Kayla does this thing every year where it's the buzzword-a-thon challenge thing. Every month there's a different challenge, either a specific word or a phrase or like a thing. And for September it was, what's the actual word for these things? You know, seeing, hearing, smelling, senses, that's the one. It was different senses, and I looked through all the books I own that I haven't read. I looked through my Kindle, And this book, Seeing You, was pretty much the only one that I had that could fit this. So it made me read it, so at least I had something. But yeah, this was a short story about this guy who goes back home. His brother died a few years ago, and he goes back to the ranch that his brother and his partner worked on and starts working there, but it's also like a male thing. He has been in love with his brother's partner forever, and it's like second chance romance. It's really short, it's on a farm. It was enjoyable, I liked it. People are allowed to move on and get together several years after a death, which is pretty much what this book is. But yes, I managed to complete the challenge, so, and I enjoyed the book. It wasn't amazing, but I did enjoy it, so win-win. Oh, my hand is stinging like a bitch. Sorry guys, a little backstory why my hand's stinging. So today I bought 2 A3 frames, glass of course, so my body was like, hey, let's just fall over for the first time in like 15 years for no reason. I don't even know what I tripped over, but I tripped over into the road. Both of my frames smashed, so £8 down the drain, and I have scratches all over my hands. So you love to see it. Well, this one's not too bad, that's more of a graze, but yeah. It's a little bit stingy. Very silly. It's one of those times where you, in your brain, you're like, oh, I'm carrying some glass stuff. I best not fall over. And your body's like, sorry, misheard you there. Fall over. All right, let's go. So yeah, it was really embarrassing as well because this random dude was just there. Of course, when you fall over, there's somebody there to see it. And he was like, are you all right? I'm like, yes, I'm just going to pick this glass out of the road now. And he was like, are you bleeding? I said, no. Oh, actually, yeah, I am. But it's fine, don't worry about it. But yeah, that was 4 out of the 8 books, so let's shut up about me bleeding. And here's the cat clip, and then I'll be back with the last 4 books. You can tell the weather's turned because now there are just loads of circles. Lots of circles on my bed. Bless him. So after that, I read Amari and the Great Game by B.B. Alston. This is the second book in the Supernatural Investigations series. This is a middle grade series about this girl who goes to this school and it's for magic and investigating the magical stuff. This one was very political. Obviously this is the second book in the series, so I don't want to go too crazy in depth with stuff. But this one was very political. It felt very now. Obviously it's for kids because it's middle grade, but also there's like politicians, there's fake news, but it's written in a different way, like the Department of Half-Truths and Cover-Ups. So it felt very like on the nose, like here's a nod to what's actually happening in the real world, but also make it magic, make it middle grade, make it this book. But yeah, I enjoyed it. It was a little bit annoying to like, oh, these characters are so annoying, but not in a way that the book's annoying, you know, in the way that that sort of person with the half-truths and the cover-ups is annoying, you know. But this book ended on very much a cliffhanger. So book 3, I think it's already out as well because this one did come out a couple of years ago. But yeah, what is going to happen, we'll find out soon. Or whenever I get the next book. But yeah, I enjoyed this one. I thought it was a really good book. It was a really good sequel to the first one. I don't think I quite enjoyed it as much as the first one, but obviously when you're first getting into a story, you're getting all of like the character learning about all this world, you're getting all of the magic stuff, you're getting all of the creatures and stuff like that. Whereas this one felt very much like in this whole cover-ups, stuff's happened, this is what we're gonna do, anti-magical creatures and stuff. It's very like in that, in its own place, rather than like here's the world at large in general, this thing's happened, this whole book is about this thing. If that makes any sense, I don't know. But yeah, I did enjoy it, and we'll see what the finale, I think it's a trilogy, will bring. And last but not least, the last 3 things I read were all in the same series. So I reread Something is Killing the Children, and then I also read volume 2 and volume 3. So this is a comic series, as you can tell, because it's in my hand and you can see it. This is a series about monsters. Basically, monsters exist, but only kids can see them because they believe in them. So adults don't believe in the monsters, they're invisible to adults. And there's this one town, loads of kids have gone missing, they've been killed, they've found bodies, but they don't know why, what's happening, is it a wild animal, what the shit. But then the kids that survive are like, this big ass monster did it, and the adults are like, yeah, you're a kid, you're lying. And like, they're not lying. And then our main character arrives and is there to pick up the bloody pieces. And that's pretty much the premise for this series. So very much enjoyed my reread of the first one, and we're getting into a lot more of the backstory, more of who she is as a character, as a person. I'm saying she because I can't remember her name. Erica. We find out more about her backstory, why she exists in this role of hunting the monsters down. How does she know about them, what's occurring, you know, that sort of stuff. And very much enjoyed it, very intrigued. This one sort of ends this arc of the story, but also what's going to happen next. I think this is 7 volumes long, so we're almost halfway through. But yeah, very intrigued of what's going to happen. I'll just show you some of the artwork here as well, because that's the sort of person I am when I'm talking about comics. Here we go, this is the sort of artwork in here, and there is the very woman I'm talking about, Erica Slaughter. But yeah, super intrigued to find out where this story goes from here. Whether we're going to go into the different places. I was about to say some up, but then also it might have been a spoiler. What's going to happen, I don't know, and I'm not going to say anything else because spoilers. But yeah, that was everything I read in September. I am going away on holiday twice in October, so I'm going to be taking some books with me, but who knows how much I'm going to read realistically. I don't have a haul for you, but I do have my Media Monday that's going to go up on Monday. I'm going to be filming that right here, right now, because on Monday I will be elsewhere. But yeah, let me know down below what you read, if you've read any of these, did you enjoy them, what was your thoughts, feelings, opinions, facts, false facts, half-truths, cover-ups, anything down there. That's what it's there for, so use it if you want. Like if you want, subscribe if you want, comment if you want, but only if you want. And yes, I will see you in a few days with another video. Bye.